Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our webinar on building insights in your software applications. Thanks, everybody, for joining today. We're just about to get underway. We do have a Q&A panel if you want to be able to ask any questions. So please, during the session, ask any questions that you may come up there. Tanya will monitor in case anything comes up. And I think we have a chat bot there if you want to talk to people as well. But yeah, in the Q&A you can ask any questions and I will try and pick them up as I go. Okay, so we're just coming up to just after 2 o'clock, so I think we'll just get going. All right, so today we're going to talk about building insights into your software applications and how using Sisense to embed analytics into your apps and solutions. And it's funny when you notice things on a session. That first screenshot was generated by AI, and I just noticed a typo in it, which is sales spelled with 2 S's, which is only when you see these things up close and personally you see them. So AI is not perfect. Right, so IMGS and Data Builders, for those on the call who don't know us, we build simple solutions for complex data challenges. And we have customers all across Ireland and the UK, so from all sorts of organisations, from utilities to telecom to transport to government, engineering and lots more. So today what I want to talk about is the recognition that modern apps require modern applications, so modern analytics. So if you are developing applications and solutions and software for your customers, you need to have a modern analytics platform that supports that. Because customers expect applications to be intuitive and they want to provide actionable insights from those solutions. But building analytics or building insights into apps can be complex and costly. What we've seen with digital transformation over the last few years has resulted in an explosion of data that exceeds any person's human ability to make sense of it. Companies are also having to live with constrained resources where data expertise is difficult to hire and expensive to maintain, particularly here in Ireland and in the UK. And these then contribute to a delayed time to market. If you're a software development house, if you're bringing product to market, you need to be able to do it fast so that you can beat your competition. Hand coding and building solutions completely from scratch will delay that time and delay your time to market and hinder your growth. So it's really important that you look for a platform that can speed that up. So modern apps today require modern analytics. So a traditional BI would have had static dashboards and canned reports with limited ability for customization, and in a lot of cases a disjointed user experience where the user would have to leave the application, jump to the dashboard, and in some cases may need data scientists actually to generate those insights and create the analytic for the user. The modern analytics platform today is looking for flexible dashboards which can then help you generate actions and take insights. That's fully customizable so that it looks and feels like part of the product, and that it provides this in-context analytics experience. So you don't experience leaving the solution. It's all seamless. It's all part of the one system. And now AI is driving everything, so we want AI-assisted modeling and exploration for all users. So to make true self-service analytics using AI. So with Sisense, what are the advantages? Well, it allows you to maximize data impact with a flexible, scalable AI, provides teams with powerful tools to quickly innovate, and it can enable data-centric discussions and enhance business agility. So Sisense is the API-first analytics platform that modernizes businesses by seamlessly embedding in-context analytics within applications, leading to action-oriented insights that enhance decision intelligence. So with Sisense, we can go from data to actionable insights in minutes. That is the key point. We have worked on a number of projects where we would have customers up and running on their analytics platform in a matter of days. You have the flexibility to quickly build and distribute in-context analytics experience. So in-context means having the analytic inside your application. We have noticed, and we've seen this in the industry, where analytics are separated, the take-up and the adoption of the analytics is greatly decreased. So having it inside the solution, having it seamlessly, will ensure more and more people will use the analytics. And by doing this, then you can accelerate your innovation by providing decision intelligence to your end users. So Sisense platform, what is it? So the core product is Sisense Fusion, which can be done on the Sisense managed cloud, or you can host yourself. As part of that, you have the dashboard and widget designer, where it allows you to build your dashboards. We have the ability to acquire and ingest data and model that data and build queries, surrounded by robust security. And that's a really important thing for anybody looking to adopt analytics in their solution. You need a proper security platform, because most customers who are building applications want to ensure that their end users only see their own data. And that's a very, very important requirement. So one of the big advantages of Sisense is the ability to integrate with single sign-on platforms and build in row-level security and multi-tenant security, so that you can separate out each of your customers' data from each other. This is then built on top with AI services to allow you to speed all this up. With that, Sisense has its partner technology where we can get enhanced rich plugins, custom widgets, and other extensions. Now, what we're going to talk about today is Sisense embedding. And with Sisense, if you're embedding your dashboards into your product, we have 4 ways, which I'll go into a bit more depth, how you do that. The first one is the Embed SDK. The second is Simple iframe, which is the most easiest and quickest to market. Then we've got Sisense JavaScript, and then we've our latest innovation from Sisense, which is Compose SDK. Each have their own advantages and disadvantages and pros and cons, but actually that means that whatever your approach, whatever your in-house skills are, from pro coders to low coding, Sisense can help you. And then from that, you can see customers can then build out their own solutions, such as Skullcandy, Air Canada, and name a good few more. So what can we do in Sisense when you're building out and embedding your product? First thing the Sisense provides is the ability to white label, so that you can deliver a consistent brand experience. So you can rebrand the Sisense web application entirely to suit your brand using a simple REST API and endpoint. You can change all the icons, images, text, and even rebrand any automated emails, so that end users do not know they're using Sisense. It is your software. They know what they're using. So the easiest way to embed analytics into your application with minimum effort is to use the iframe. So this allows end users to access their analytics within their application. And to make it completely seamless, as I've mentioned already, you will integrate it with SSO, single sign-on, to make the user flow seamless. This means the user will log into your application, be authenticated and authorized through your own product, and then when they jump into Sisense, that's already done, and then Sisense knows who the user is, what their rights are, what the roles are. All seamless, all done under the hood, that the end user does not know or need to know. So, sorry, one minute. All right. With the embed, Sisense makes it even easier to do this. So that if you create a dashboard, you have the ability to actually generate the embed code on the fly inside the product. So you can actually just, and I'll show later on how easy it is to get the embed code that can be used in your application. So Sisense have even made it, you can embed a widget or a dashboard, they will give you the actual code to use that you can then use in your software. Then if we want to go to a bit more advanced, we can effortlessly handle complex integration. So we can rapidly integrate analytics using the Embed SDK. So in the case of the Embed SDK, this is where we will embed the whole dashboard, but we'll have control of the objects that are happening in the dashboard, so that we can then interact with the dashboard through code. So things like filters can be passed into the embedded dashboard. You can handle events and get in user information from the dashboard and then do custom workflows if you want to. And then you can do other commands and make them very visible for the user, like such as log out or move into edit mode or anything. So this means you're getting the advantage of using Sisense Fusion to create the dashboard off the shelf using the GUI tool, but then using the Embed SDK, you can enhance that workflow and make it even more user-friendly for end users. With With Sisense as well, we can then blur the line between the analytics and your app workflows. So taking it to another level, using Sisense JS or Sisense JavaScript, you can completely customize the look and feel of your analytics to make them look completely different from the off-the-shelf product. And then you have the choice to embed individual widgets and filters into your application while retaining Sisense's native functionality. We did for one customer in Europe, we created what they called, which was a very good idea, and this is before it came out as a Microsoft product, but they called it their Copilot. So they had a dashboard completely customized using the Sisense JavaScript to have individual buttons and functions running the widgets on the dashboard. The reason they had to completely customize it was that they had it on a factory floor. So it had to be in a small screen, and they wanted users to be able to just press a button on the touch screen and see the right answer on the analytic. So with the JavaScript, you can really customize to your nth degree and build a completely bespoke user interface. Also with Sisense, you're allowed to deliver branded analytics anywhere on any device. So you can white label and apply your unique branding to the Sisense mobile app. So Sisense bring their own off-the-shelf mobile app. You can customize it, put in your own logo and colors and splash screen, and publish it on the App Store, which is really, really useful. And then you can monetize and capture new business opportunities through your mobile embedded analytics. Again, it's just speeding up that time of market, not having to build a mobile app from scratch, not having been able to then publish on the mobile app store. Again, these are all just extra things for you as a software development house to speed up your innovation. So with this, we can deliver seamless user experiences to match every need. So which we can build with a fully customized user interface, which takes that dashboard from the one you see on screen to the kind of experience we're seeing here, which would be what you'd see in your solution. Completely different. And as far as the user is aware, they're in your solution, they're using your product, but you haven't had the cost of building all this from scratch. So again, with other options we do have with Sisense is to customize Sisense to suit your needs. So you can enhance it with JavaScript API. So again, things like building your own widgets, changing the look and feel, the action buttons, changing what happens in the script. This can all be done through Sisense. And again, in the demo in a couple of minutes, I'll show you some simple examples of what we can do here. And if you want, you can even build your own widgets if you need to customize these workflows for yourself. And now what I meant, the final piece in our development is the Sisense Compose SDK. So the Sisense Compose SDK is the latest development of Sisense, which came out in the last 2 years. So it's a software developing kit giving developers full modularity and flexibility. So dynamic queries and visualizations. That video should be running. It's not. There you go. Run it. Software development giving the developers full modularity and flexibility. So what this means, if you want to be a pro coder, if your developers just say we want to be writing our application completely from scratch, well, they have this option with these nice libraries that are built. It means that dynamic queries and visualizations can be done at code at runtime, and you can also match Sisense components with any third-party or home-brewed visualizations to get the best of both worlds and build out your application. So Compose is really bringing that pro code experience to Sisense. It also allows you to deliver true self-service. So for years, when I've been working with analytics customers, we always talk around self-serve. No point creating dashboards for customers before they're going to use them. We don't know what they want to use. So what customers want is to be able to go in and pick the data, pick what they want to use, and generate their charts. With the Compose SDK, you can build that widget library that they can customize, that they can drag and drop, build out their own dashboard. And also now the next iteration of this is actually being able to not even having to select from a widget library, but just by using integration with Claude and different AIs, just ask the question and the charts will be generated. So this is really providing that level of self-service to end users, that they can just come in and go, I want to build my own dashboard. I'm not waiting for you to tell me how it's done, or I'm not waiting for the next release to get the right dashboard, or 2 or 3 weeks of waiting for developers to produce the dashboard. I can actually just go in, self-serve, get the answers and move on. And the big thing for even with our developers here in IMGS and data builders is Compose SDK is compatible with the latest tech stacks. So if your developers want to use React, Angular, or Vue, they can use these libraries, work away, build our applications, and build the building blocks to build out their solution. And all this can be easily integrated with things like GitHub and build out the product. So now what I'll do is just jump out because slides is easier. I'll actually show you this in a demonstration. So let me just bring up my screen. So the first thing, if you're looking to customize or work with Sisense, is you should go to the Sisense developer playground. So if you just Google Sisense playground, you'll come into this web page here. And what you'll see on the left-hand panel is we've got the 4 options I've been discussing already. So if I start at the start and go to iframe, you'll see we have an example here of a Sisense dashboard being fully inside another website. So this bit here is the dashboard. I can click on things, I can filter, I can use the dashboard the same way as if I was using Sisense off the shelf, but I'm seamlessly in this product. You can see the colors match the corporate colors. This is all done just by using the iframe code. So what you can see here in this example, if I turn on the live preview, you will see here is the code. So it's literally just calling the dashboard and passing it out, and then it loads up in the iframe window. So it's as simple as that, and that's all that needs to be done. If you want to be able to put in the dashboard with filters, same idea. You can see the code, and now the filters are coming on the right-hand side. So I can actually turn on, switch that to female, and now the dashboard filter style. Okay, so let me just actually just escape out of the PowerPoint because it's taking up screen. There we go. And you can see the dashboard is interactive and fully embedded inside the product. And similarly, we can do the same with toolbar. And all we're doing is changing the embed command. All we're doing is saying here, move this, put in the toolbar now on the top. We can see this, so we could PDF the dashboard if we want. All this functionality is going straight through. So all you have to do is inside your Sisense, is your BI person, is create the dashboard and give the embed code, which I'll show you in a second how to do, to the developer who puts it into their application. Easy as that. Now, we've also got the option here to go to Embed SDK to see what this is done. So in this case, you can see the dashboard comes in, but actually we're able to interact more with the dashboard and change some colors and do different things. So I can pick the filter here on the side. It's not the Sisense filter, but it's interacting with the dashboard. Because again, customers, end users of dashboards love having these kind of menu items with one-click steps. So I can go cardiology and the dashboard moves all and it changes, so building the application in this way. And then you can see with the embed SDK, the code is a little bit more complex because we actually hold on to the dashboard object in the code so that we can listen to the events, so that we can pass events in and do more advanced things. So with each version, the iframe is very much quick and easy adoption. Embed SDK is getting a little bit more, still pretty simple, a little bit more complex, but you're able to do more complex functions and do more with your dashboard. And then when we get up into the more customized versions, we can do even more again. So you can see now with the dashboard with filters, you can see here how we have our code and we're catching the filters and passing these in so that we can actually use them. Okay, so the Embed SDK provides that next level of functionality with a little bit more coding. If we go back then to the third option, which is Sisense JavaScript, what you're seeing is a completely different view. So we're now seeing the dashboard with text on it. We're seeing it completely customized, because actually if we look at the code here, what you're seeing is each object is being coded in, the dashboard is firing in, and then we have our widgets and they're being pushed into the dashboard through that bit of coding. So you can then customize how it look and feel, customize the imagery, make it look well, and everything is in your control. All done through JavaScript, which again has been the more historical version of Sisense, what was used for this kind of building these kind of custom dashboards. But it brings us on in today's more modern climate. People want to be used these more TypeScript languages because that's where developers live. So if you have advanced developers, pro coders who want to do more, then that's where we bring them into the Compose SDK. So the Compose SDK, again, we've just lots and lots of code examples here. So if you take a look at, I'll turn on my analytics, you can see here we have our dashboards. We can hover over things. We can see widgets popping up. The usability, because this is now in these Angular, React, Vue languages, you can just build completely custom experiences and really deliver advanced analytics into your applications, which customers will just want to use. And we've all sorts of examples here on the playground. So first one, if I just want to do an embed dashboard, same ideas we're doing with the embed SDK, but you can see here, it's just literally this line, call the dashboard, pass it in. If I want to see that code in React, here's the example in React, here's the example in Vue. So everything is shown. If I want to just do a widget, you'll see the same example. So we're calling a widget in here. We can see the different languages, and we can then take that code out and use it. So really, really easy to use. And then we can have little things like having buttons on our dashboard so that we can jump to a dashboard, having different menus. All the sample code is here. And then even if we want to do generative AI, so maybe you want to look at insights, you can see asking questions and running natural language queries into the application and getting that code coming back and generating the dashboard. So here you can see this text is generated for that query. So it's saying revenue is growing or slowing or whatever it is. So again, we providing that ability to self-serve, providing you can put the insight and the widget or the text, as in the answer, where it needs to be in your solution. And we're not talking writing lines and lines of code. Look how quick it is to generate these codes using the languages that your developers like to then build this into your solution and build it into your product. And we have all sorts of examples here. So again, you can build customized charts or have different kind of widgets or whatever it is you want to see. You can see here the usual charts, the colors is changed, everything is turned on and off, and it's completely interactive. So really brings a new level of richness to what Sisense can deliver. You can still, with the Compose SDK, let your BI guys create widgets or create the data model or create the dashboards. But then with the Compose, your developers can easily embed, customize and enhance and deliver a fantastic experience for the end users. So if we go up into our Sisense dashboard, so how would I create a widget and then publish it to something else? Well, I can come up here, create a dashboard. So let's assume I'm a standard BI guy. I know very little about coding, which actually does describe me pretty well. Then I can put webinar in here and I can create that. I should look at the screen I'm putting on. So now I'm going to create a simple widget. So I'm going to take country name as my dimension. I'm going to go in and do some advanced configuration. I'm going to add in revenue. And I'm going to filter this to only show the top 10 by revenue. Oops. And you can see how easy it is to create widgets and things in Sisense. So I've now created my top 10. I'm actually going to sort that so it's the ascending. And I'm going to change it now to being a column chart. So I've created my column chart. And now you can actually see, that should be that, yeah, ascending. So we can now see we have our column chart. So I apply that. And here I can actually go embed code. So I can go out to that and I can click on it. And it gives me the code if I want to actually embed that exact widget into my Compose. So I can get my Angular, my Vue, whatever it is, or I can get the iframe code. So I'm going to do iframe and this one because it's handy, and I'm going to go change the design theme on this one to be dark, so you know it's different. And I'm going to go copy code. And I'm going to add a new tab. Hit go. And there you go. I've embedded that widget into another website. And I've changed the color of it without writing a line of code. Now, again, I could have taken that and put it into my application. If I was a developer, I give that to my developer and say, here you go. I've built the widget for you. And now he can use that. Similarly, if I want to share my dashboard, I want someone to embed the whole dashboard, I can come in here. I can go embed code. Similarly, I've got my composed version of it. I've got options to include the filters or the toolbar. So in this case, I'm going to say show the left panel. Actually, I'll show the toolbar. Design theme, I'm going to go with light. And I'm going to copy code. And I'm going to go to a new tab here. And I'm going to hit enter. Oh, hit the wrong one. Sorry, I took the, do that again. Took the iframe code, not the URL code, just to show it is live. And now you'll see that dashboard has been changed. I got my filters on the side, I got my dashboard, and I got the color scheme I picked. And again, that could be embedded into an application in minutes. So, and we can, add more widgets to the dashboard, build it out, create it, make it more complex. It's as easy as that. I also talked about earlier in the demo, if I wanted to, like we can customize the widgets and customize the dashboard using scripts. So I can come into my little widget here and I want a target line. So I want to show the sales target on this, but I don't have that option. So what I've got here is a little script, which I've done earlier as any good chef. Let me just copy that, Control A, Control C. And I can come in and I can go edit script on the control. And now I'm able to, using the JavaScript API, I'm able to interact with that widget and I'm able to customize it. So in this case, I'm just going to put in a dashboard line that actually puts a target so I know what the sales target is across the dashboard. So I'll hit save on that. I'll go back to my widget. To apply, I just refresh the page because it's a script, empty hash and hard refresh. Come back, and now the target line has been added to the widget. So I'm able to customize. I could do lots of things here. I've different scripts I do all the time, changing colors, maybe doing sorting on the fly. You name it, whatever you can think about, you can actually customize and configure inside the script. And similarly, we can actually talk at the dashboard level. So if I go to the dashboard and go edit script, you get the same script window. I can go back out to my little cheat sheet and I've got a script here, see, that I can put in. This script is a simple one. It's just going to refresh the page every 10 seconds. Okay, so if you were to put your dashboard up on a big wall in the office and you wanted it to auto refresh with the latest data, this little script would just do that. So I save my script, go back to my web page, same trick again, empty cache and enforce the script to run. And then what you'll see in a minute is the dashboard will pop up. And while I'm talking in a couple of seconds, might be hard to see, we'll see is that the screen will flash for a second and that script will actually just, there we go. That script will refresh and refresh the widget. Okay. And again, I've done different scripts, those kind of dashboard level scripts. I did one where the dashboard would auto detect is the person on a widescreen or a mobile phone. Or a tablet, and then resize it, use the dashboard that was designed for that size. So really, really easy to interact with and to create your widgets and your dashboards. And again, the final thing to show you then is just on the look and feel inside the admin of Sisense, we have under app configuration, we have our white labeling. So in here, we can change the colors, put in our logos, add in different styles, change marketing banners, change how emails are sent from who, text, all that kind of good stuff, set up default dashboards. We can also then, inside the look and feel, we can create completely different color schemes. So one of the first things our customers do is create their own, take the default color scheme, change it a bit to follow their own corporate colors, so that all the menu buttons, all the icons automatically look and feel like your corporate system. Again, you can do all this through the API, but you can also do it through the GUI as well. And final thing just to bear in mind is the ability that we have for security. I can't stress how important this is when it comes to embedding analytics. So we have the security settings where we can set up for cross scripting because you're embedding into another application, enable the applications, and then we're also then able to enforce single sign-on. So you can use JWT or JAT, SAML or OpenID. So talk to whatever identity provider you want to be involved with and set up the security so that when they log into your application, seamlessly logs into Sisense at the same time. And the final piece is also then the data security. So if we go to our data model, on top of this, we also have, so I go to retail. So my sample retail, here I can actually go in and go data security. I could add a field. So let's say I pick country name and I change that add user. So my account is GDR support. Okay, so I can turn off that everybody else doesn't have access to this data if they get in some way. But for my own account, I can now say, okay, I'm going to have A, B, pick all the first few and turn that on. So allow access to those. And if I go back to my dashboard, where's it gone? There, oh, lost again. Oh, I need to bring it up. I'll bring it up now. So I go into my analytics, go into the dashboard I've just created, which is the webinar. What you'll see is the countries are now limited to what's all the A's and B's and C's. Okay, because the data security kicked in just as easy as that. All I had to do was pick what security I'm allowing, which is these 11. If I change that, if I just pick the first, only the A's, sorry, leave Austria, take the others out and apply. So now I've got 6. Go back to my dashboard, F5. I've only got the 6. Okay, so it's easy because we are using a pro code system. It's easy to set the data security up as that. Again, everything I've been doing manually can be done through the API. So it can all be automated when you're provisioning users in your application, that they're automatically created inside Sisense. They're automatically set up with the right security and the right rights. And then you ensure that your customers who are using the applications can see each other's data, a true multi-tenant solution, and that your security will then be secure because it's using your identity provider or however, if it's using a corporate like Okta or Auth0 identity providers or Microsoft, or if it's something you've built yourself using JAT, we can integrate with it. Okay, so that's it. Oh, let's do that. Share. That's a whirlwind tour of Sisense. Let me bring up my slides. So Sisense as an app developer, it's trusted by thousands of app developers and brands. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Let me turn it on again. Trusted by thousands of app developers and brands across the world. So from GE Healthcare to Philips to Gusto to USA Swimming. So it is a great tool for creating your products and bringing analytics and insights to your customers. So why would you choose Sisense? It allows you to effortlessly connect the data. You've seen how easy it is to pull the information. We can build these stunning visualizations and use AI, which we didn't really touch on today, unmatched customization. So whatever way, whether you're a pro coder, low coder, whatever option, you can embed Sisense very easily or do some really advanced and functional stuff. And you can integrate it to any product, any application, anywhere. Okay, so like to thank thank you for your time today. Good attendance. The recording will be going up on our website for anybody who missed it. And I don't think we have any questions at the minute, Tanya. I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're grand.
No questions.
That's great. All right, but listen, I'll give you. We're just about on time, so thanks again for attending. If you need anything, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is on the screen there. If you have any questions or like to dive a bit more into Sisense, I would like to arrange, or some of the new customers on the call would like to arrange a call or an in-depth demo, just reach out to us or myself or Tanya, and we'd be happy to help. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.